Stargear, follow up on the mobile Starlink Mini setup that I've been using at the rallies and for travel and stuff like that. So that's what we're talking about the video today, just doing a quick follow up on it. A lot of people have asked about this. I've gotten some private messages about the follow up video. Well, here it is. Okay, so we already know about this one. I did a full video review on it. This thing is still hanging tough. It is the Stargear case for the Starlink Mini, and yeah, double zipper. The cool part is that if you set this up and deploy it, like, you don't need to be opening and closing it all the time. It works really good for that. So Starlink Mini, right, as we know, I got two cables. I went with a shorter because the standard Starlink cable is like 50 meters or something like that. It works really well, but you need to have a really strong power supply for that longer cable as well. This one works really well as well. It's less cable to carry around. I might go with the next size up on this. I feel like I could maybe still go. This is the 16 foot, I believe, so could go a little bit longer with that one. This thing, though, you've got the USB-C. It's a PD, which is very important because the Starlink does draw a little bit of power, and you need to make sure that the cable will get the right amount of power out of the power supply to get it to the Starlink. So we'll open this really quick. Again, I've done a review on all of this stuff. It works really good. I've gotten a lot of comments. As you can see, it's been used. Gotten a lot of comments about the silicone case for it. I've actually sent links to a few people directly on it because this thing is just awesome. So that's what we're using there. But the reason, and I'm gonna lean this up against the wall gingerly, nice painted wall, are these guys. So you can see I've got the power supply here. These Anker power supplies have worked out actually really good. On the Starlink Mini, you can get about 4 hours of use out of one of these power banks. Now, 4 hours, I used it on the road, Starlink Mini on the windshield, this thing powering it, worked phenomenal. But let me tell you, I had another situation where we were in a more confined space. What I would say is the Starlink would struggle to connect. And because it was struggling to connect, I think it's just like cell phones, it uses a higher power and it has a higher power consumption because it took both of these batteries to get it about 2 hours. So it just blew right through these. So there is a caveat to that. But interesting enough is when I gave up and I said, okay, I'm running out of battery, I'm not getting anywhere. And at 2 hours, these still had juice, but what would have been 4 hours for each of these, it was literally like 2 hours for each, and I had maybe about another 15 to 20 minutes worth of juice in them. Had it connected, it might have gone up, but it wasn't connecting. I put it on the standard issue power, and it didn't get any better. So it wasn't able to connect. I wasn't able to get in there. Now, by the book, it was in the wrong place to be. I was in a courtyard of a hotel, 2 stories. There was a big tree next to me. I wasn't able to get a really clean shot of the southern sky or, of the sky in general. At least it was a very limited one. So that, I'm sure, was not helping get the Starlink's satellite reception. So I wish there was a way to check like how many satellites in view the Starlink Mini has at any given time. I think that would be a really good thing because you could kind of see what, okay, yeah, cool, we're in a good coverage area, I'm not going to be losing connection, versus this isn't working out for me, let me change. But really, I can't speak highly enough about these. I'm going to put links in the description for this stuff that I got for this exact setup. But 4 hours out of these is phenomenal, I think, considering the size of it. And then one of the cool parts about this is it is pass-through. In other words, if you're say you're drawing 20 watts and you have a 40-watt charger available, it will charge this while it's outputting to the device. So that works out really well. As a matter of fact, I used when we were in the hotel, I used one of these at the rally. I would use it almost like a battery backup. There was a certain point in the mornings where the hotel would switch from battery power to solar power, and we would lose power in the office for maybe 15-20 minutes. Was the longest period. Sometimes it was only like 5 minutes. But this, I used a Anker desktop USB-C powered port. I'll do a review on that one because that also worked really well. That connected to this, so it was charging this thing, and then on the output I had it connected to my laptop. So then I could, if the power went down, this was my backup battery. So I've gotten used to now using USB-C as much as possible in a PD format, meaning that it's power delivery format, so you can get higher voltages and you can power more things. Most new laptops can be charged with USB-C, so this is working really well. So even as a backup battery for that setup. So really awesome. I can't recommend these enough. They're really good. They've got your in and out port here, out port and an A. You've got this handy cord, so to be able to charge your phone or whatever it was. You can see there, it does have the power amount. One thing I would like to see that I have on one of the other Anker power supply is some time. I would love to see the percentage and then the estimated time remaining based on the draw. So that would be really, really awesome. So I don't know, Anker, if you're watching this, which I doubt, yeah, feature request. I don't even know if you can update the firmware on these, but 25,000 milliamp, it is airplane safe. It's at the max, I believe. Actually, there's a little bit of headroom there. I believe 90 watt hours. I believe you're allowed to do, I want to say it's like 99. It can't go over 100. I might be mistaken, but this may be the max at 90 watt hours. But there is a limit, and it's funny. Here is, just to say, here is 180 watt hours, right? If these were one battery, it's an issue. But two batteries, it's okay. So anyway, really awesome. Links in the description. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This is the follow-up video that people were asking for. Recap, 4 hours on one of these when the Starlink is in a good area connecting and not having any issues, no obstructions, things like that. If it's struggling to connect, you are gonna blow through these batteries. So do be aware of that. All right. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. We got more content coming from Rallyworks Garage. As you can see, things. We've got tire testing coming up. I've got the Carvera Air now here. Now I got to learn how to do cam, which it's more of a refresher course. So I got to remember how to do cam. We got things we're making on this, including a pass-through battery to power some of these electronics, because if you're on a Cove Pro, you already know, if the bike shuts off, you do not have power to your nav tower. I'm trying to fix that, at least for the rally comp side of things, because I want my rally comp on so I can be tracked whether the bike is on or off. So yeah, so anyway, stuff coming, garage cleanup, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all right, see you guys.